Very good morning to all of you. Let's start the link budget, specifically the uplink budget, and we'll be discussing what are the gains and loss in the uplink. And later on, we'll understand how the sale radius has been calculated through link budget. And individually, we'll be discussing the parameters and the values determined or required to get a perfect link budget to calculate the path loss, and later on calculating the sale radius which is required for sale planning further. So we'll be starting from the UE. I've drawn a picture. This is the node B, this is the UE. So when the UE transmits, we initially calculate the UE transmit power. We add the UE antenna again. Then we have slow fading margin. Due to slow fading, the signal becomes weaker, so we are the slow fading margin. These are all losses. The arrows moving downward are losses, arrow moving upward are gain. So slow fading margin, we are having a margin for slow fading, so we add that. Then we are having interference margin, because there are so many other UEs which are maybe parallelly or transmitting throughout the cell to the node B. So we are having interference, so we add an interference margin. Then we have body loss. Then we are having penetration loss. If it's a building, then moving in and out of the building, we lost the signal. That is called the penetration loss. Building penetration loss may be considered 10, 15, or sometimes 20 dB. Then we're having path loss, the total path loss when I transmit and when I receive. Ideally there shouldn't be any path loss, but in real life situation, due to trees, building, other stuff, and the physical things available from transmitter to the receiver, so we do have a path loss. So we calculate the path loss here. We take the path loss. Then we have a gain, that is E node B antenna. We have a E node B antenna gain aspect. Then we are having cable loss from the antenna to the transmitter. We are having RF cables connected, so we are having a cable loss. Then we are having E node B sensitivity, the receiver sensitivity. So we are having receiver sensitivity margin also. Apart from that, there are other aspects like fast fading, so EIRP. So those things will be seen in the downlink budget. So this is the uplink budget. That means we are transmitting from UE, and the E node B is the receiver. In the second part, we'll see how it is being transmitted from the transmitter from the E node B to the UE. So it's somewhat reverse, but some more aspects added, some more stuffs added here, like I said. So this is all about the uplink budget. In the next video, we'll be checking out the downlink budget, and we'll be going individually like antenna gain, slow fading margin, fast fading margin, interference margin, body loss, penetration loss, receiver sensitivity, and many more stuff, and their values, and how finally we calculate the sale radius. The aim of link budget is to get the sale radius both in uplink and downlink, and finally we reach an agreement where the balance is maintained in uplink and downlink. So there shouldn't be any path imbalance when we're doing uplink and downlink budget. So the main aim of link budget is having the sale radius in the uplink and in the downlink, and balancing it, and finally reaching out the sale radius required maybe in the urban area or the medium urban area, because in rural we normally don't plan LT networks. So semi-urban or urban area, we have different margins and different antenna heights on this thing. So the aim is to get the sale radius ultimately, and after getting the sale radius, we try to implement the plan in our network. Then we do the optimization. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks.